You know when someone asks you what your favorite anime is, and most people's answer is probably one of the big three or Dragon Ball, or even JJK. But how often do you even hear someone say, oh, my favorite anime is some sort of sports anime? Well, if that's the case, it's probably going to be Haikyuu, but that's not the point I'm trying to get off. What I'm trying to say is Bluelock. Yes, Bluelock. Put sports anime on the map for me. Or shall I say, my own personal map of anime. Now wait, sports anime watchers and lovers, do not attack me. I'm not saying that sports anime hasn't been on the map before Bluelock. I'm just saying that Bluelock opened me up to the possibility of enjoying a sports anime. To me, sports being portrayed in an anime form has always been weird for me. I always thought that it was corny, but one thing I never thought could be possible was the egos and aspirations of players being portrayed as some type of entity or given a physical form, which you see in most of these sports animes, and I love it so much. I am yet to watch any other sports anime, but Bluelock definitely has opened up my eyes to looking into these sports animes. Now, after hearing all that, you may say, what's your point? Well, my point is, if just the first season of Bluelock had this effect on me, imagine what the second season could do to other people. Before we get into this, please consider subscribing. It only takes a few seconds and it really helps me out. If you haven't heard, the second season for Bluelock has been announced for October of this year. And this season will bring the Bluelock 11 versus the Japan U20 team. Like prior seasons, this will bring many high-stake moments, many satisfying moments, and of course, many egoistic moments. This arc will definitely be the obstacle that really cements Isagi as an actual MC, which I plan to touch on in another video. But yes, this arc I fully believe will boost Bluelock's name even more than it already is. This arc implements a concept in which we saw in the previous arc, and actually being the reason Isagi lost the ring: luck. Luck is a wild concept which can sometimes be manipulated, but ultimately it is still a wild card that can't be fully coerced. But that isn't what the whole season is about. Before the actual Bluelock 11 versus Japan U20 match, we get a tournament-like arc where they find Bluelock's best to go out and perform in this match. This arc exposes a lot of players who were carried by their teammates. This arc also serves as a way for multiple characters to awaken and evolve as players. Characters like Nagi, Shigiri, Nico, Gagamaru, Bachira, and Isagi. We actually see some evolution from Reo as well. The manga then introduces us to a whole roster of new characters who were introduced at the end of the first season. All these characters have, of course, in Bluelock fashion, tons of unique design, in which I'm sure you'll be able to find a favorite in. But all these players bring their own type of conflicts with each other and also add more to the story. They especially bring unique tools and weapons to the field. With all of this, I can most definitely see Bluelock being massive, but there is one problem, that lying in the previous season's animation. This season was notorious for some of its outrageous animation, that being how bad the quality was on some of these characters that they drew, or the wide view shots that use CGI. They even became memes. I still remember the CGI that really made me laugh. When I was watching with my friend, it was this scene where Bachira had his little moment towards the Rin versus Isagi match. He was surrounded and ended up in like this little spin, but they animated it with CGI and it looks so funny. I couldn't help myself from laughing, and that's my point. The first season definitely had its moments where the animation was lackluster, which could have definitely stopped some people from watching. But I'm not trying to downplay Bluelock. It has some really well animated moments. I'm saying all this because we've seen how well Bluelock can do with good animation. Take for example the Nagi movie. It did really well and the animation was amazing. They even reanimated certain scenes and it looked fantastic. So imagine what season 2 could do if they just got the animation up to par, especially with a sport like soccer, which involves a lot of precise movement and footwork. I mean, I feel like anything that involves footwork or any type of motion with hands needs to be animated well because it's satisfying to watch. For example, that scene in JJK after Gojo mastered RCT. He was demonstrating red and blue, but doing pen flipping tricks with a pencil. It looked so fluid and satisfying. Or even a Naruto scene where they do hand signs. Any person can tell you the most eye-catching thing about Naruto was the hand signs. You can't tell me right now that you as a kid have never done Naruto hand signs. If you say no, you're straight up lying. Another example, Sanji. Any One Piece fan can tell you whenever Sanji has his moments, it's so satisfying to watch. My point proving, if Bluelock had some of this animation, not only would the story catch people's eyes, but the animation would as well. I think with the success of the Nagi movie, we could definitely see Bluelock with better quality in the next season. I mean, in the trailer alone, the quality already looks better, but maybe that's just me. Another topic I wanted to get into was the adaptation of some of these Bluelock manga panels. Okay, before we get into this, I will like to give you a warning that I will be getting into some manga things that have not been animated. I will also be touching on things that have, but mainly some things that have not been animated. So if you do not want to be spoiled and have not read the manga yet, I would advise you to just click off right here. But if you have, feel free to keep watching. I really do hope that in this next season, they adapt some of these really popular and amazing looking panels. Because if you didn't know, a lot of people had problems with how they animated some of these manga scenes. The biggest complaint I heard was the donkey scene when Isagi devoured Bora and ended up taking his saying, calling him a donkey. I remember when this episode came out, I saw so many people disappointed with the result on TikTok, and I honestly see what they mean. If you compare it to the manga, it's like a night and day difference. But I will say this though, even though the manga does look better, it still felt really crazy watching it for the first time in the anime. Another panel I hope they do justice, or couple of panels I hope they do justice, is that whole little like rampage Marine went on during the U20 match when his eyes were black, I believe. He was going crazy and the panels looked insane. Another panel I hope they do justice is, Isagi's final shot when he mastered the concept of luck. So I do hope that they do not butcher that, and I hope they do really good on that. There is one panel though that I just do not want them to do just as good. I want them to do better than the manga. That panel being when Isagi was the last one to be picked to join the main roster. I feel like this scene has potential to be so good, and I feel like if they do it the right way with the animation and the music, it can be such a compelling scene. All in all though, no anime will ever be able to outdo the manga. Though there are some exceptions, for the most part, it's hard for an anime to get the same detail. You're kinda asking for much if you want something that's animated to have the same amount of detail as something that isn't. But is it too much to ask if they can just make sure that those scenes that I brought up earlier look just as good? They don't have to look better, but no, I don't think that's too much to ask for. And that's a wrap on my thoughts about Bluelock and the exciting prospects of its upcoming second season. Whether you are a longtime fan of sports anime or new to the genre like me, there's no denying that Bluelock has made a significant impact. The blend of intense soccer matches, intriguing character development, and unique storytelling has captured our attention. And with the second season promising even more high-stakes moments, it's an exciting time to be a fan. If you haven't already, make sure to mark your calendars for October. When the new season drops, we're in for a thrilling ride with Bluelock's 11 taking on Japan's U20 team. And I can't wait to see how the animation quality evolves and enhances these epic moments. Don't forget to also hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any updates on my upcoming video diving deeper into Isagi's journey as a main character. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited about for the new season, or if there's a sports anime you think I should check out next. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next time.